like I'm overboarding the time, like the story, with reference to the time, I mean, then we will start writing. Okay, today it's going to be reference writing, Nana, where you refer to the story, the contextual reference, contextual writing, where you refer back to the story, you compare and you write. Okay, which means you should be understanding enough. You need to understand and comprehend the story enough for you to write. Just like that, you cannot write. All right. So what I'll do is let me present you the story. We'll read. So last class, how much did we finish? Anyone of you remember? I think around what? 5 pages? Hmm? Both Akshat is muted if you're answering. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am.
So how much did we finish last class? What paragraph?
Till like 20. I think we finished 20.
That's
Ma'am, we
all.
were on like 19, I think. 19 or 20.
Yeah, I think 20. I figured it. Yeah, I think yeah, is what spot for getting
Yeah,
this.
ma'am, we're on the 22nd one.
Yeah, then we'll go ahead from 28th. Okay. Did you guys understand the context that's given, Nana? That what is actually happening? Why was there's a lot of, reference that's given to the marigold and to their lives? You should be able to relate. Okay. You know that how beautiful a marigold flower can look like, and right? And in contrast with the beauty of the marigold, okay, their lives actually, okay, that are not very pleasant. And also, where do they live? The living conditions, where they live, there's a lot of reference to death that was, given and we read. Right. So that's how you relate and you compare. You got it, guys?
Yeah, ma'am.
If you want, I think we will do once again number 18, number 17, 18, and 19. Okay. And from there, we can go ahead. Okay. And this time I wanted to be fast, quick. Last time I know we did faster. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So let's read as needed. Okay. I want any one of you to actually share the screen instead. I am giving you the access to the story. Okay. Can you share? Can you share your screen? Yeah, I have given you the view access. Okay, I think I might have to see something else, so I can't double share my screen. Okay. Now, major thing is that we'll be learning why the lady, why the girl, talks about marigold. Okay, which means, in her life, it reflects an important moment from her childhood. That's the major thing that you all should understand. Okay. Yeah. Nana, are you sharing? Pradyun, are you sharing the story? Did I give you the access? Okay, now you can share.
Yeah. Sure. Wait 1 second.
Lovely, do you mind giving me some water? Yeah. So let's go to number 18. Nana. Pradyun?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start reading. What are you waiting
Okay,
for?
okay. In front of the house in a squeaky rocking chair sat Miss Lottie's son, John Burke, completing the impression of decay. John Burke was what was known as queer-headed. Black and ageless, he sat rocking day in and day out in a mindless stupor, lulled by the monotonous squeak squawk of of the chair. A battered hat atop his shaggy head shaded him from the sun. Usually, John Burke was totally unaware of everything outside his quiet dream world. But if you disturbed him, if you intruded upon his fantasies, he would become enraged, strike at you, and curse at you in some strange, enchanted language in which only he could understand. We children made a game of thinking of ways to disturb John Burke and then to elude his violent retribution. Shall I read the next paragraph?
Yes.
Oh,
So,
okay.
are you guys able to make any comparisons here as such?
This John Burke fellow, he's probably like some guy with some very, very bad schizophrenia or something. I don't know, because
Mm-hmm.
he's getting hallucinations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you see any reference to the flowers? Speaking of which, I'm just asking. If you didn't find anything, that's also okay.
What? They what?
See anything that has to do with reference to the flowers, the garden, the marigold.
Mom, it's
Flower.
there in the 20th line.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. But our real fun and our real fear lay in Miss Lottie herself. Miss Lottie seemed to be at least 100 years old. Her big frame still held traces of the tall, powerful woman she must have been in youth, although now it was now bent and drawn. Her smooth skin was a dark reddish brown, and her face had Indian-like features and the stern stoicism that one associates with Indian faces. Miss Lottie didn't like intruders either, especially children. She never left her yard, and nobody ever visited her. We never knew how she managed those necessities which depend on human interaction. How she ate, for example, even whether she ate. When we were tiny children, we thought Miss Lottie was a witch, and we made up tales that we half believed ourselves about her exploits. We were far too sophisticated now, of course, to believe the witch nonsense. But old fears have a way of thinking like cobwebs. And so when we sighted the tumble-down shack, we had to stop to reinforce our nerves.
Why are we talking? Okay, now is she being described beautiful? Something that has to do with, her life or not?
Huh? Like,
Now, okay, now do children in a way are adoring her in a way like they're I'm asking you like do you see any kind of adorance that the children are um
I think it's mostly fear.
it's mostly fear, okay. See, her big frame still had traces of the tall, powerful, although she now bent and drawn. Okay. Okay, now her smooth skin was a dark reddish brown. So you see the smoothness. You generally don't have smoothness and all, right? When you know that people come from certain background of certain place only this kind of smoothness, the color texture that we talk about here. Why do they talk about reddish brown? Because the children they are black, isn't it? Akshat and Pradyan. So that has to do something a little with the class here. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys. Yeah. Look, there
Oh,
she is.
look, there she is, I whispered, forgetting that Miss Lottie could not possibly have heard me from that distance. She's wooing me with them crazy flowers.
Okay. I think this is it. There's nothing much that I see that you guys have to remember. Okay. So, okay, now tell me one of you how she ate, for example, or even whether she ate. Why did they use that sentence? What does that even say? Akshat?
Like,
No, maybe like they use it before they say she was a witch, so maybe to give like evidence that she could
evident,
be a witch.
like she could
Like
just spawn food.
to give evidence why they thought she was a witch.
Hmm.
Uh, another theory that I have. Like,
Mm,
see these black people, like they're poor, right? So what a lot of something that's in common with between all poor people, like basically anyone who's struggling to make ends meet, they tend to talk a lot about food because they like struggle to get it and
mm.
like yeah, so they're obsessed with that and like so they focus on that.
Yeah. So maybe the happens to it. One, they are admiring her to be very youthful of what she's eating. Okay. Because you see people when they starve also, they look like they eat limited, they eat little, they eat very healthy food and all that. And then, that's all glowy, nice, beautiful kind of, appearance and vibe they give. Even it could be that, and what Pradyun as well pointed. Okay. Good, Nana, Pradyun. Well interpreted. Yeah. Akshit, you also did good. I want this kind of participation from you boys. Okay, now go back to 21, 22.
Okay,
Akshit,
can someone else read it?
Yeah, man.
Nana, this
Miss
is for
Lottie's Miss Lottie's marigolds were perhaps the strangest part of the picture. Certainly they did not fit in with the crumbling decay of the rest of her yard. Beyond the dusty brown yard, in front of the sorry gray house, rose suddenly and shockingly a dazzling strip of bright blossoms, clumped together in enormous mounds, warm and passionate and sun golden. The old black witch woman worked on them all summer, every summer, down on her creaky knees, weeding and cultivating and arranging, while the house crumbled and John Burke rocked. For some perverse reason, we children hated those marigolds. They interfered with the perfect ugliness of the place. They were too beautiful. They said too much that we could not understand. They did not make sense. There was something in the vigor with which the old woman destroyed the weeds that intimidated us. It should have been a comical sight. The old woman with the man's hat on her cropped white head, leaning over the bright mounds, her big backside in the air. But it wasn't comical. It was something we couldn't name. We had to annoy her by whizzing a pebble into her flowers or by yelling a dirty word, then dancing away from her rage, reveling in our youth and mocking her age. Actually, I think it was the flowers we wanted to destroy, but nobody had the nerve to try it, not even Joey, who was usually fool enough to try anything.
okay. Do you understand the contrast between the beauty and the ugly of the place? Why are they calling this ugly place? And there is an interference with this garden. Akshit, as you read, you can, help, as interpret what you think it is. Okay. Now, I'm talking about the contrasting part of the passage of the paragraph. Okay. One, it talks about the beauty, and one, it talks about not fitting in the same frame. Now, what is that is not fitting in the same frame? What is this frame
The,
that we're talking
the
about?
marigolds.
Yeah.
Okay. And any responses? Now, think a little harder.
Mom, I didn't get what you were asking.
What is it, Nana?
Mom, I didn't get what you were asking.
Fine, let me just rephrase. So, okay, there is a frame that I'm talking. Okay, now the frame that's very dominating here is what?
Like
Mhm.
poverty.
Very good. Give me a high five, brother. Well said. So poverty is definitely one thing, okay, and that is being described as ugliness, right? Now, how is this flowers or garden of marigold is not fitting in
I don't
the
know. It doesn't fit with like the rest of the it doesn't fit with like the aesthetic. Like this place is
Everything else is old, including the people, except for the
yeah yeah
marigolds.
everything is like old, dark, dirty,
And the children
grungy.
probably want
Yeah,
to destroy the marigolds because they don't like it like that.
yeah,
They
they're
want
jealous.
they want satisfaction.
exactly that's the whole point of the entire paragraph and most of the lesson. Okay. Now, the frame that I'm talking about, like Pradyum said, okay, and Jan said, it's the ugliness, it's the poverty, because it is described as people wearing tacky clothes, shabby clothes, food, not no food to eat. Okay, there's no employment. Okay, there is dirt everywhere. There's dust everywhere. Okay, all these things are in one frame where you know even her house is also not very beautiful because then it talks about gray old house. Okay, but there's this piece of land that's beautifully cultivating marigolds, and this beauty is exactly not fitting in the ugliness of the place because the majority of the place is filled with poverty, right, Nana? That's the exact contrast that we bring in. Okay, now very good, well answered and said. Now I would want you guys to finish 23, 24, and then I have few questions for you boys. Okay,
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
chalo, 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 read.
Y'all get some stones, commanded Joey now, and was met with instant giggling obedience as everyone except me began to gather pebbles from the dusty ground. Come on, Elizabeth. I just stood there peering through the bushes, torn between wanting to join the fun and feeling that it was all a bit silly.
I'm sorry, I was reading something else and I didn't pretty much focus. Can one of you explain me what this two paragraphs is about?
Oh yeah, it's like a sibling struggle.
Everyone except me began to gather pebbles from the dusty ground. Come on, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, sorry.
Also could be like a conflict of maturity,
Mm,
like
they're
such.
peering through the bushes, torn between wanting to join the fun and feeling that it's all about a bit silly. Okay, so yeah, exactly. Because how old is she? That also talks, right? Well, the thought of the kids is to destroy because it looked too beautiful in the ugly spot. Okay. But then, they also had a realization of why destroy that. Okay. Don't you think it's too silly? Because something is beautiful, you don't destroy it, right? Akshat and Pradyum?
Yeah, ma'am. Also, could be like, since they're poor, marigolds might be rare for them to obtain, so they might be jealous.
Hmm. Could also be a reason. Yeah. Could also be a reason. Definitely. Yeah. I wasn't thinking from this point of view. Uh, you see, flowers are more like a luxury as well. Now, how many of you see, gifting flowers? Or because see, they're also pretty expensive. Okay. Now, why do
Yeah.
you think, the lady is cultivating or she's growing marigold? Just not, definitely not to keep her garden beautiful, right? She might
Yeah.
also be doing some kind of, trading with the flowers. So here it also should give us a sense of understanding that flowers are also luxury and also that's something that not everyone can afford, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Now let me just help you with the questions. So, Pradin, you can present the screen, Nana, because I want you guys to take reference from
Okay,
this
wait, what screen?
in case you need. Okay, so I am giving you from, okay, in the same, so I'm leaving these questions in the chat. Please check out. Please check out. And now what you do is you use this, whatever Pradyun is presenting, use the same story page to write the answers. I'm giving you the edited access as well. Okay, so that you can just write, don't write much.
Ma'am,
Think,
can we just type it in the chat?
no, Nana, because those answers are not going to be retained, right? I want the answers to be retained and just read through when I have time after the class. I might not possibly, do that just now. Okay. You want me to explain any question, I can do that, but I don't see a need. So why the children hate marigold? I think this is something that we already discussed pretty much
Yeah.
elaborately that too.
Okay, so I guess we do P2, 3, and 4.
Akshat, I'm sorry to disturb you. What day to what day do you have exams?
Ma'am, I have it next week starting on Wednesday.
Which is 26th.
Yeah, ma'am.
26th
Ma'am, the 5th.
until 5th, which is almost a week.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Because I'm just thinking on, planning for Pradyan, like what can I take for him? Okay. After that, what are your holiday plans, ma'am, Akshat?
Ma'am, I don't really have any.
So how many weeks you're not here, Pradyan? You'll be gone?
Basically the whole summer.
Whole summer bole to 2.5 months.
I mean, I'll go on like May, May 9th.
Hmm. May 9th? May 9th से कब तक?
Like,
Why are you smiling? Like blushing, that's actually. What jokes are you boys exchanging? Tell me. You always leave me out of the loop when it comes to joke and jokes. You boys fighting for something? Let me see.
Ma'am, or not.
Ayo, you haven't even started writing, any one of you.
Ma'am, I was writing a summarize.
yeah, I was typing in the chat.
No, I want those to be on the paper. I mean, at least
Ma'am, we don't have edit access.
I've given you the edit access. Refresh your page, copy paste it over there.
Oh, okay, now it's working.
Okay, let's do one thing. Pradeep, you take number 1. Okay, according to the narrator. Akshat will take looking back. What does the
Ma'am, I
narrator?
already started it.
Okay, fine. Pradyum, then you take the second one. Looking back, what does the narrator realize about why they were so focused on destroying?
Okay, I'll type it in the chat.
No, Pradyum, I want you to type it in the document. Chalo, you do the second one and Akshat will take the third one. I want the quality, not the quantity. Okay.
Okay, can you give me edit access?
It's given, na?
Oh, it's not coming. You know, refresh the page. Okay.
It's given, Pradyum, just refresh your page.
Okay, okay.
Can you give me some water? Take a lot of time, huh? Just be super precise.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Well, I think whatever you're writing is quite enough. So if I have to answer, I'm going to just answer maybe very little in sentences where I put the question. Which question? Yeah, now say for example, looking back, what does the narrator realize about why they were so focused on destroying the marigolds? Hmm. Um, maybe it's because maybe because they know that the poverty is permanent and they didn't have a but otherwise they had a chance and they took to destroy the marigold, which are very beautiful as an opportunity. So that would be my answer, very precisely speaking of which. Now, who's writing the third one describes Elizabeth's conflicting feelings about what they did at the place, at the lady's place. First, you can take this. You can also mention the silliness being matured in, as an adult, how she was thinking, and as a child, how she thought. So what I will do is let me leave this to you people, okay? Um, Something I want you guys to do a little by yourself. So how much more? Okay, so there is around some 30 more, okay? Now listen to me, boys. Okay, now there are about some 30 more. Okay, I want you boys to actually read, okay, the way we were doing the class together. I want you to ask questions to yourself, do a little exercise there, okay, a little bit, okay, and answer the questions that I am putting in there, okay. They're just going to be maybe couple more questions, not more than that, okay.
Ma'am, I'm done.
I got to go, okay.
Okay, ma'am.
I got to go. I am giving this as an homework for you people. Okay, it's homework doesn't mean something that I tell you very conveniently listen and you not doing it. No, Akshita, I know that you have got exams, but please invest at least 15 minutes on this.
For the questions or for reading it?
As well as there's going to be couple more questions that you'll see something very similar to the questions that are asked now. Okay.
I'm done with the questions, the ones which you just gave.
Yeah, the ones that I put in, but I'm going to put a couple more questions. Okay. Now, tomorrow, since it's a Saturday, I want you to spend half an hour to 40 minutes. Finish up the entire paragraph. I'm going to give you feedback, or I'm going to come, give my thoughts asynchronously, like, we don't talk like this, but I'm just going to comment in the form of comment or something. All right. So that's the idea, because I'm going to leave you boys now.